Like I
Yeah.
get that, you know,
I
but
think we've talked about this before where I learned when I was in my late 20s and somebody really offended me. And a friend of mine was like 34. He was so old and wise. But he said, we choose how we react to situations. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? He was so rude. He's like, yeah, but you can be pissed off or you can choose to like blow it off and move on with your life. And
it's a
you,
choice.
he said, you can choose happiness. I'm like, what? I'm mad
Yes,
right now, man. He's like, you can choose not to be. Wild, wild concept.
wild concept. Yeah, and it is hard. It is absolutely hard. And we talked about this the last time, especially with what we were this topic we had last time. But I think part of your feel not part of your feelings are dictated by the assumptions that you've made,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if I say like let's say we decided to go have a few drinks, later on at whatever 7 p.m. and then at 7:15 I'm like I'm not gonna make it. You're like, right? Immediately you're
Yeah.
like, this fucking asshole, like this
That just hit me
guy.
right in the gut, man. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
right. But like, and half of that is your own feelings, and half of that is like you immediately project or add this call. I think it's called attribution error. But you're like, this guy, man, he's always late. Like, I mean, this is just what he does. Like, blah 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 blah. Right? And like, you just go down a spiral versus like assume no malice. I'm sure
mm-hmm.
there's a good reason, right? And I'm sure he'll tell me what happened, right? At some
Right. That's
point. Like
yeah.
again,
My wife's favorite phrase is "shit happens."
shit
I'll
happens. No,
be
100%.
I'll be
Yeah.
complaining about or not complaining. Something will come up with the family, like either one of the kids is sick and they have to go to the doctor, or like, and I'm like, babe, I can't do it. I have to like do this shoot today, or have to do. And she's like, your clients will understand. Shit happens. Like sometimes shit just happens and you get and I'm like,
100%.
no, I have to fulfill this commitment to the client. But yeah, to your point, like sometimes shit happens and you just have to have that mentality like Luther's my friend. He wouldn't just stand me up or do this on purpose,
Exactly.
like,
Right.
to
You know?
be a dick.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. And like again, like there is like a limit to that, and yes, if it's a recurring thing, then you have to probably stand your ground. Like, yeah, I'm not
But yeah,
discounting any of that. But I think the assume no malice and this kind of open-handed versus fist thing is those two things are if it's easy for us to just throw it out there, and I promise everybody who's listening I struggle to practice it, and I don't practice it most of the time, just to be very clear, right?
oh, how
It's
about
like,
this? How about this? How about this? How about this? So that makes me think of like Facebook comment sections or TikTok
oh,
comments. I mean, because I loved I love to burn somebody if they say something that I think is so ridiculous or so the opposite way that I think. My first reaction is you fucking idiot.
yeah, yep,
I stop. I'm like, first of all, you're a 51-year-old father of three. Grow up, dude.
number one, right?
Like
Yeah,
number one, like what are you doing, dude? So that first gives me pause, and then second of all, to your point, it's like let me just absorb this and process it. And if I'm angry about it, can I can I convey my opinion in a level-headed normal, or do I just let it go because literally I don't even know this person? What do I get out of burning them and calling them, and then it just spirals into this whole thing. And I think that's also an epidemic of just this closed-fisted, like you read a comment or you see a headline and you're like, this is my opinion, you're all idiots, rather than this like
100%.
open hand, open conversation, like, hey, this is how I feel about this. So yeah, it's just interesting that you said we're talking about closed fists and open hand, because I'm like, ooh, that's comment sections on social media.
Oh my
Everybody's just
god,
so
yeah,
eager to like
and
get their opinion out there, and
get their
there's
opinion, and they know
no
they're
listening.
anonymous, right? Yeah, they
Right.
feel like they're hiding behind something.